the Talladega Superspeedway.
Start your engine!
The longest, fastest,
Look at the run!
baddest racetrack in America.
It was wild.
Home to records, wins, trauma, and tragedy.
Here we go again.
Relive the moments, meet the people, and hear from the drivers who make this place great. The Race to Talladega.
Race week at Talladega, home to the Alabama 500.
The race for the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup continues on Sunday. And bigger than that, it'll be the last time Dale Earnhardt Jr. gets behind the wheel here at Talladega Superspeedway. Hello, everybody. I'm Guy Rawlins.
And I'm Don Hawes. In the next half hour, we will introduce you to the people and hear from the drivers that make this place so great.
Talladega, often called just Dega, is also nicknamed as the Palace of Speed. That's because speeds here commonly exceed 200 miles per hour. Talladega has the fastest recorded time for a stock car race of more than 212 miles per hour.
And when you're going that fast with 3 and 4 wide racing in such close quarters, you can expect to see the big one. Talladega is notorious for those huge pileups involving multiple cars. In fact, we saw it back in May when A.J. Allmendinger triggered the big one. When the smoke cleared, 18 of the 43 cars that started the race had some type of damage. This place has speed. It also has size. Talladega is NASCAR's largest track, 2.66 miles long. That's bigger than the Daytona, bigger than the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 188 laps on this track will get you 500 miles. But Talladega almost wasn't Talladega. Instead, the Superspeedway was originally planned for South Carolina, but an Anniston man helped turn the focus to Alabama. WVTM 13's Jeff Eliasoff has the story of how he did it.
But I could see the potential.
Bill Ward of Gadsden has been an insurance agent for 55 years. But as a teenager in the 1940s, he was a dirt track demon, racing cars in East Alabama. By the 1950s, NASCAR was growing under the leadership of legendary leader Bill France.
In '59, they had Daytona. And Mr. France wanted another track similar. And he was looking at Spartanburg.
But Bill and some Alabama racers got the courage to contact France.
Mr. France, to me, was like Bear Bryant of Alabama.
They convinced him to check out 400 acres along Highway 78.
And, of course, Mr. France, he wanted larger, more land. Said, you find me 1,000 acres.
Close to an interstate, and France would look again. Ward loved a spot with an old runway where he raced go-karts as a kid.
So I went to the city of Talladega and got with the mayor and the city officials and told them what I wanted, and they told me I was crazy.
But in 1965, with the help of Texas oilman Clint Murchison, they took Talladega officials to a race at the Daytona Speedway.
Because they've never seen that many people. Here's 100,000. Hell, that's more people than Talladega County, probably.
Yeah, in fact, 20,000 more than live there today. Ward succeeded in convincing NASCAR and Talladega to build here. When the track opened in 1969, Ward, an amateur driver, got to race when the pros walked away because their tires couldn't handle the new oval. Ward stopped visiting when he couldn't race anymore. This is his first visit to Talladega, the track he helped build since 1975.
What do you think when you look at this place for the first time in 40-some-odd years?
Well, it's changed very, very much. It looks bigger to me. I can't imagine anything this big sitting here in Alabama and know I had a little part in it. It's thrilling. It's exciting to look up there and see all of those stands, especially when they're full.
And no matter who takes the checkered flag this weekend, some of the cheering should be reserved for the Talladega visionary, Bill Ward. For the Race to Dega, I'm Jeff Eliasoff.
Come Sunday, these seats will all be filled. The grandstands at Talladega can hold 80,000 spectators. Another 20 to 25 folks in the infield. That's more than 100,000 people. And the folks here at Talladega tell us a good 73% of them are from out of state. One popular place on race weekend is the infamous Talladega Boulevard, located in the infield. It's a giant party. Think Mardi Gras. Even the drivers oversee some outrageous games involving fans, sometimes raucous and a little bit risque. Because of its electric atmosphere, the boulevard is prime real estate for RV campers.
Well, 6 races remain in the chase. After Sunday's race, we will be at the halfway point of the 10-race playoff. So let's take a look at some of the contenders. 12 drivers remain in the hunt for the championship. Among the notables, 2 Toyota drivers. Martin Truex Jr. and 2015 Cup driver Kyle Busch have been dominant in the postseason up to this point. Kyle Larson and Brad Keselowski are both in search of their first ever championships. And then there's defending Cup champion Jimmie Johnson. The driver of the number 48 Lowe's Chevrolet holds the record along with Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt Sr. with 7 Cup championships. So he's looking to break out of that pack by winning his 8th Cup title. Johnson was recently asked if he's had conversations with Dale Earnhardt Jr. or Kyle Petty about possibly breaking the record he holds with their fathers.
I haven't spent a lot of time talking to guys about it. I know Junior was really proud of me and excited for me to pass his dad on the wins list. And I completely get it that Dale's Senior's fan base and his son and his family, why would they want anybody to outdo him in championships?
One driver not in the chase that we need to keep an eye on this weekend is Joey Logano. The driver of the number 22 car has won the last 2 fall races at Talladega.
The driver who's won most at Talladega is Dale Earnhardt Sr. The Intimidator finished first 10 times. He also has the most top 5s and top 10 finishes. But the driver with the most consecutive wins at Talladega belongs to Junior. He won 4 straight races on this track between 2001 and 2003. Dale Jr. has won 6 times here. His last trip to Victory Lane was in the spring of 2015. Dale Jr. and Dale Sr. have 16 combined NASCAR wins at Talladega. But Junior says racing here isn't easy.
Yeah, no doubt about that, because with all the pack racing here, so much is out of the driver's control. It's pretty much a crapshoot every time these guys get on the track here at Talladega. In fact, after that 2015 win here, Dale Earnhardt Jr. talked about why getting here to Victory Lane means so much to him.
We have a lot of supporters here because of Dad's success. He won so many races here, and I love to be able to, I think about all the races he won here and at Daytona, and I love when we go to Victory Lane because I just feel like I add to his legacy there. All I ever want to do is make him proud, and I feel like that when we win at those tracks where he was successful, that's exactly what we're doing. I love racing here and winning here. It's some of the hardest racing that we do on a mental scale. It's very difficult. You're running, you're about 80 or 95 laps in or 94 laps in, and you're just getting halfway, and you feel like you've been racing for 10 hours, and you're only halfway. And you think to yourself how much is left in the tank mentally to get to the rest of the race, and the hard stuff hadn't even really started yet.
Ultimately, this is what Junior and the other drivers want to get their hands on come Sunday afternoon, the Vulcan Trophy.
Yeah, it's one of a kind. Handmade from solid iron, poured from Birmingham's Sloss Furnace. The 3-foot, 80-pound trophy is identical to the Vulcan statue overlooking Birmingham on Red Mountain. Talladega's ties run deep with the Alabama gang.
Yeah, the old Allison garage of Bobby, Donnie, Davey, and Red Farmer is a treasure trove of memories. We're going to take you on a tour in Hueytown.
Plus, unable to get behind the wheel as a professional driver, see how one race fan did the next best thing by drawing the wheels of winners.
There it is. Davey Allison wins. Terry Labonte finishes second. And Dale Earnhardt.
Brad Keselowski is eyeing Sunday's Alabama 500 with a Nick Saban-esque attitude. Both are competitors, both are winners. Keselowski has 4 wins at Talladega. The Alabama Crimson Tide coach has 5 national championships. The driver of the number 2 Miller Lite Ford recently visited Bama's practice and swapped jerseys with Saban.
There's a high level of professionalism that has to exist to attract the highest level of talent possible, and that's so key to your success. And so when I look at Coach Saban, my team owner Roger Penske, their stoic feel to them attracts some of the most talented personnel.
Well, this place is full of memories. 30 years ago, Davey Allison earned his first Cup victory right here at Talladega in the Winston 500.
In May of '87, Davey snapped Dale Earnhardt's 4-race winning streak by earning his first Top Series NASCAR win. Davey led the final 10 laps and won by just under a second.
It's also here where Davey lost his life 24 years ago, back in 1993. He crashed his helicopter while trying to land inside the superspeedway. His crew chief and friend, Red Farmer, survived that crash. Both were selected as nominees for the NASCAR Hall of Fame class of 2018. And both lived in what was racing bedrock, Hueytown, Alabama, just southwest of Birmingham.
Home to the Alabama Gang, their once bustling garage filled with revving engines, now mostly quiet, collecting dust.
Yeah, WVTM 13's Kyle Berger takes us on a tour of the Allison family compound.
Hueytown, once sacred ground for stock car racing, recognized around the world because of the success of the Allison family. Bobby Allison worked out of this shop building in the 1960s. His daughter, Bonnie, still remembers.
Constantly people up and down the street, everywhere that you stopped, people knew where you were asking them to, where it was. But now if you stop and ask directions here, you kind of get a shrugged shoulder. People really don't know anymore, and it's kind of sad.
The buildings that turned out winning race cars for the Alabama Gang, Bobby and Donnie Allison, Davey Allison, and Red Farmer, are mostly used as storage for trophies, memorabilia, and parts.
Gatorade paper cup full of nuts and bolts.
In the heyday, this garage was the hot spot for the Alabama Gang until 1992. Only about 2 years ago, it reopened as a dirt track race shop.
I just love hearing those cars crank up on the weekends when they get ready to go racing, because it's been 25 years since we had a race car in this shop.
Red Farmer's grandson, Lee Burdett, still works out of the garage.
Brings back a lot of memories growing up, coming over here as a young kid and being around Bobby and Davey both, and then having the opportunity to come here and race out of this shop. It just kind of carrying on the racing legacy here around town.
The Allison racing heritage also plowed through a list of tragedies, most notably the death of Bonnie's brothers. Clifford in 1992 died while practicing at Michigan International Speedway, and Davey a year later after crashing a helicopter at Talladega.
You have to have a really strong mindset to come hang out down here for any length of time. Some of the people that come through to visit actually break down in tears still.
For the Race to Dega, I'm Kyle Berger.
Red Farmer's favorite track? It's the Talladega Short Track.
Yeah, the 1/3 mile red clay oval is located in the shadow of the super speedway. Been around for 40 years. It's also the place where Dale Earnhardt Jr. raced go-karts. A model NASCAR fan. Coming up, see the work of one man who brought the giant sport of NASCAR down to size.
Plus, swapping paint. It's part of the Talladega excitement. See how much paint it takes to clean up what the drivers mess up.
The road to Talladega continues, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. is happy to still race here after a racing slump many years ago.
There's just not many second chances. And I feel like that if my name wasn't Earnhardt, that I wouldn't have had the second chance. I feel like I gotta owe my second chance to my dad, his legacy.
I feel like I've gotten better at it, at that style of racing. We almost won the Daytona 500 earlier this year had I had enough fuel to make it to the end. And then we've had some top 10 runs at Talladega as well. So I feel like I said, I've learned a lot, but still got to find that next little bit to get a win.
Kyle Larson's another driver in the hunt for the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Trophy. He had 4 wins during the regular season, and a win Sunday will certainly boost his championship hopes. Larson's best Talladega finish was 6th in last year's fall race. Well, there's no doubt NASCAR drivers like to bump and swap paint. Rub is racing, right?
It sure is, but it takes a whole lot of paint to keep this 48-year-old track looking fresh and new. In fact, about 1,000 gallons of paint It's brushed onto the track walls and sprayed on the infield to make the giant logo. Jones' sign paints Talladega along with 4 other big racetracks, but says the super speedway is the most difficult.
This one. This is the biggest. They like to bump here and they like to wreck. So yeah, we usually do a lot of repaint here on the weekends.
Some of that repainting happens in the middle of the night, so it dries and looks perfect the next day. One job that never seems complete is keeping the grass cut. It's because the super speedway sits on 3,000 acres. That's just over 4.5 square miles. So it takes a crew of 22 people to mow, bush hog, weed eat, and trim the landscape, infield, and camping areas.
At the front entrance of Talladega Superspeedway is the International Motorsports Hall of Fame. Inside, you can see the history of Talladega and NASCAR, as well as the Hall of Fame drivers. The race cars are on display here, as well as some famous replicas. WVTM 13's Jeff Eliasoff introduces us to the maker of these models and the legacy he leaves behind.
He just loved cars. Cars were his thing.
Joan Montgomery and her husband Eugene loved each other, and they loved Talladega.
Oh yes, I went to every race with him.
Eugene brought a keen eye every time.
He saw what their cars looked like, and he had a memory that you wouldn't believe. And he could remember every little detail to put in the cars when he made them.
And these are what he lovingly made. Miniature after exact miniature, on each one spending hours, days.
It could be months.
Gene was a draftsman for Southern Corporation. Longtime friend and colleague Kevin Mendenhall saw total dedication.
At work, everything had to be perfect. And I think it's pretty clear when you look at his work and his cars, everything is exactly where it needs to be. It exactly mimics the cars that are actually on the track.
Of the hundreds of cars that Gene Montgomery painstakingly took care of, look at the detail here. These were his favorites, 8 and 3, Earnhardt, father and son.
So I brought what was left at home.
Joan is hanging on to a few of these cars for her grandchildren, but the rest were donated to the International Motorsports Hall of Fame next to the Talladega racetrack. Folks can stop by and look at this special case every day. And Joan hasn't been back to Talladega since Gene died a couple of years ago.
Because that was our place. And to go back, without him would be difficult. Because he loved it so. And he loved me so. I have to say, he never neglected me.
Even for these cars?
Even for these cars, no.
What a wonderful story.
Little things that do mean a lot, like this Alabamian's legacy in miniature. For the Race to Dega, I'm Jeff Eliasoff.
Another unique display in the museum is nearly 50 pieces of artwork of the race cars driven by Hall of Fame drivers, and all were sketched by Mike Tweedy in the 1990s. But he is not a professional artist, just a novice who loves the sport.
I just love racing. It's been my passion my whole life. I took up a hobby of sketching pictures of it. A lot of it just to bring back, just to relive my childhood.
Tweedy's current drawings are computer generated because he suffers from arthritis. He's volunteered at the museum since the early 1990s. Well, we're here in the grandstand at Talladega because the big one is more than a recipe for disaster on the track.
It's also the ultimate meal. Next, we'll show you what's inside the monstrous meatball.
The road to Talladega is here. As we go to break, another one of Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s favorite memories of the Superspeedway.
My favorite memories were when we would come here. I go to Johnny Ray's house and play on three-wheelers all week. And we get $100. Me and Scotty Williams and Mike Wickham and Brad Means, and we'd go to the go-kart track and spend $100 every, Friday night, Saturday night, running go-karts.
Becky McDonald and her husband Milford have been chasing races for nearly 30 years. Their food stand, a Talladega staple, like the wrapped hot dogs they serve. Their favorite Talladega memories are the people they meet and the ones they now miss.
A lot of these guys are our families. I've got family. but these have become my family also. Then I find out some of them passed away, and I miss them.
The McDonald's hot dog trailer has racked up 500,000 miles over the years. Inside the track, fans could get the biggest and the best food done.
That includes the big one, not talking about a wreck on the track. We're talking about a menu item. WVTM 13's Kyle Berger samples one of the most unique items on the Talladega menu.
Talladega is known for its one-of-a-kind, extraordinary racing, all while the drivers look to avoid the big one.
But you can get into the big one by just going to the concession stand and ordering this unique 1-pound meatball.
They came up with the big one, the biggest meatball you've ever seen.
Race fans can sink their teeth into this 1-pound ball of meat. The center is pulled pork blended with pepper jack cheese, covered in ground beef, and rolled in panko bread crumbs.
This has been deep fried, come out of the oven to finish it off, and now we have our barbecue sriracha sauce. And since it's a meatball, you gotta have your pasta garnish.
All the tracks wanted to have a signature item, and with the fact that we're known for the big one, the track came to us and asked us to have what food item can kind of go along with that theme.
I like how they use the wooden fork. I mean, you're talking a little class here with the 1-pound meatball. I think the sriracha sauce really gives it that kick.
You're right, the sauce.
It's really good.
It's all about the sauce. So
in
good.
Talladega, Kyle Berger, WVTM 13.
So here's the weekend schedule. The Camping World Truck Series will run the Fred's 250 on Saturday at 12 noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. Then the Cup Series runs the Alabama 500 on Sunday at 1 o'clock Central, 2 p.m. Eastern on NBC. Well, the race at Talladega is finally here. We want to thank you for joining us for our fall race special.
Enjoy the Alabama 500 and this fantastic spectacle called Talladega.